We're here at College Station, joined by George Whitfield, quarterback guru, working with Johnny Manziel. Superpower day today. Tell us what went into the philosophy of showing the coaches everything they wanted.
I think the mentality of a pro day, it's so unique in that you get to create your own test.
Yeah.
You get to create your own test. So you can either roll out a spelling bee and smash it,
Right.
or you can put forth a calculus exam and then let them watch you grind on through it. And if people are coming in here to make decisions on you, let's try to answer every possible question or perception today.
Right.
Try to answer it today. You know, don't leave anything else out there for interpretation. Don't leave anything else out there for debate. Especially when you're given the opportunity, you can create the opportunity yourself. Right. And so, as is his nature, he wanted to make it as challenging and competitive as possible. And he didn't want to play barbecue state today. He wanted to come out and line up against Alabama. That's what he wanted to do.
And one thing that I thought was really different, obviously, people talk about the music and all that, but coming out in pads, obviously in practice, you know, you want to have perfect practices.
Right.
Today it showed, like, to me, that this kid wanted to treat it just like a day, everyday deal. I'm going to practice, I'm going to go out, I'm going to answer all your questions, and when I'm done, it's over. Did he come up with that, or did you come up with that?
It was collective.
Okay.
It was collective. I'll be honest, we were sitting in a Panera Bread during a lunch break, and he asked, what do they respect? What do NFL personnel respect? You know, I know they know this guy's got a long ball and this dude's fast, but just from an overall impression standpoint, I said they respect guys that challenge themselves. They respect pace.
Right.
And he said, so what can I do? You know, he said, I don't want to do the standard thing. What can I do? And then we got to talking about it. And I said, well, if you think about it, no one who ever wants a Wall Street job shows up in a T-shirt and, you know, some sweatpants.
Right.
They always come in a suit.
Right.
And I said, for our position, it is interesting that we've always been coming in T-shirt and sweatpants for this job interview.
Right.
And he said, so you're talking about putting on a suit. And I said, I think that's the next step. And I said, essentially, it's a Thursday practice.
Right.
It's a Thursday shells practice. But guys feel like it's such a high wire act. They're so high up off the ground. I don't want anything. I just want to wear my best T-shirt, my best set of shorts, and not this guy. This guy, he said, well.
He's about style.
Yep. And challenge as well.
Yeah.
And challenge as well. So it was no easy feat, especially when there's no one else to look back on and say, I remember so-and-so did this and he succeeded, and this guy did it and he succeeded. It's really either we go or don't go.
Right.
And he said he didn't want to leave anything. He didn't want to leave anything else out there.
For those who are watching, you've been with him for 2 years now. You understand how he works, how he's progressed. Is he a guy that's willing to put the time in? First one in the building, last to leave. Do you see that in him?
Absolutely. When I met him, he was wearing number 15. He had a bad haircut, and he was third string.
Yeah.
So we got a chance to work, and then Coach Kingsbury and Coach Sumlin did an incredible job. We made some adjustments, he and I, from a tactical standpoint. Coaches wrapped the system around him and set him up with a set of circumstances he could be successful. He becomes the first Heisman winner ever at that age.
Yeah.
After that year, I challenged him. I said, we can't stay here because they're coming.
Yeah, you got to improve.
You got to improve. We have to become we got to morph into a different animal. They will figure out this virus. You better morph into something else. And that challenge was the pocket. So this year, he led the nation in completion percentage from the pocket, and he was second in the nation in passes completed beyond 15 yards. So that's another step. And then today, you saw the culmination of it. But I tell you all that in saying, you can't do that by playing Call of Duty all day.
Exactly.
You definitely can't do that from the front row of basketball games all day. And I think his downtime is so public, and he never really does, do the whole let's sit home and play checkers type of deal. But he is certainly putting in the work. He's certainly put in the work.
Leadership qualities are there. He showed today he can be accurate with the intermediate passing game. We know about his mobility. Give us something that maybe we don't know about Johnny Manziel.
He's clean on the board. for some of these kids, the NFL, you know, and I'm not telling you anything new, the NFL can almost be Latin to some of these youngsters. And so from the terminology and the minutia and the understanding, I mean, he's learning protections right now from 4 or 5 different systems. The rules, the sub-rules, the specialty rules, routes, concepts. Teams played him one way in the SEC because that was his offense and that's how his style of play. They will play him more serious ways when he gets up there on Sundays. So he has to learn that. He's an incredible student, very perceptive, processes quickly, and just as he attacks out here on the field, or when you see him making these physical gains, you know, you know, people really don't get a chance to see him on the board or sitting with no cards or walking back and forth teaching our interns, because I'm a big believer in that. If you can teach it, you know it. So we'll put him on the board and have him teach the interns. But he's light years. He's made some quantum leaps in that area.
All right, last question. If you had the first pick, you're the GM of the Houston Texans, do you take him?
Absolutely.
Why?
I almost cut you off, but I wanted you to finish the question. Because the game comes down to winning. But that winning is in a guy is verified, but can I trust him? So from a durability standpoint, he never missed a game, and he played in the Shark Tank of all conferences in college football.
Right.
He always rises to the occasion. I don't even know who the second best player was in the last 2 years in the SEC, and he wins. He loves the game, and now he's going to grow and mature like we all do.
Yeah.
And I don't think any of us have ever had, you know, 72 different social media platforms, and I certainly didn't know, you know, I didn't know Michael Jackson when I was growing up, and, you know, I didn't get calls from Justin Timberlake like Johnny does.
Or the president show up at your workout.
Or the president to just roll up like that and just, you know, just sit up there and, how you doing, kid? Keep doing your thing. I mean, that's really only his world. Could he really understand that? Maybe LeBron could kind of equate to some of that, but I take him. I take him. If I want to drop a battery inside this big old chassis that's going to take me uphill and for years to come, I take him. And I understand people's questions about, well, he only measures this and he only really weighs this. Yeah, but that football is only so big.
Right.
And that heart, you know, nobody ever put that on a scale. As you know, you've been battling, you've been a warrior, and you've been winning your whole career. So you can't equate those things. So, you know, to answer your question objectively, without a doubt.